In this video, we're going to look at the HubSpot Free CMS and how you can create your own website, perhaps for your student portfolio. So, what are the steps to accomplish this? Before you do it, we want to go through and I'll share with you these 8 steps. First, create your account. Select your theme for your website. Then customize the settings. Now that that's created, we want to build the site. Once the site is built, we're going to jump back and take a look at the drag and drop editor and how you can build pages. We'll publish them. Then, to get individuals to your site, we're going to create a blog where you can express thought leadership on various topics. And, if you wish, we'll conclude with connecting your custom domain. So to start with, creating your account. First thing you want to do to create your free account, sign in. So as you can see here, I entered my name and my email address. Then the system asks, what industry are you focused on? For me, it'll be higher education. But select this and see what you want your website in. Your job role. Add the name of your company. This could be something such as Agency M1 Training, or it could be just your name. Or you may have another thing that you wish to put for your company's name. Then, what is the website you would like for your company's or organization or personal website? Select the number of employees in your organization. Since this is just for me, I selected 1. Check your email because we want to verify that in fact this is you. Then, once it's confirmed, click and we'll move on. The next step would be to create our password to get into our new website, our HubSpot CMS. We'll tell HubSpot where we would like the data that we collect from our website to be hosted. For me, it will be in the United States. And I shared with them, this is who I am. Just a brief, quick link. We then went forward and said which part of the CRM platform we'd want to explore. And you say, wait a minute, why are they asking about a CRM, a customer relationship management system, when I'm trying to build a website using a content management system, a CMS? And the idea here is that for your website, you'll have forms on it and you'll be capturing individuals' information. Maybe you're going to be giving away some information like your resume, but before you give your resume to someone, you want to know who they are so that you can email it to them or that you can download it. So we're going to capture that information in a CRM, a customer relationship management system. So if you'd like, you could explore through and see what the CRM platform is about. If you have contacts you want to preload, then you could add them here. For me, I did not. I had 0 contacts when I started this system. You can load them if you have them by keying them in, maybe a spreadsheet. Once we've done that, we want to go over and select More on our list. More then lets us go into our Hub CMS. Now we're on to selecting the theme. So we've successfully created our account and we've explored the CRM. So let's take a moment then and start to select for our theme. Our theme's going to be, what do we want it to look like? There are many pre-built templates that you can work for. I selected growth. You could search for and find various other themes that you may want to use. I encourage you to do that. Once that's accomplished, we need to customize your theme. So we want to look at those theme settings. Some of the theme settings are going to involve, what are your color schemes? So you can pick those out. We can then go forward. If you've designed and built a logo, add that. Maybe it's just your initials. However you want it to be, that will be your logo. Here, I added the Agency M1 logo. Now that we've completed that, we need to move on to building our website. So we've selected our theme, and we have the opportunity now to use some pre-built web pages. I'm going to select Home, About, and Contact. I'm only going to do 3. That'll give me a good start. And in next videos, we can go through creating and editing and adding various elements. But to get started, those would be 3 good ones. From there, you can select, as you can see, what you would like your layout for your homepage to look like. You can also go through and then start to look for the header. And the reason this becomes important is the header and the footer for your web pages will be standardized across all of your pages. So that'll be a global asset for you to work with. You can change it anytime you wish, but the idea is, how do you want to start? What would you like it to have? Same with the footer. Here, I selected the footer that had the social media or social follow ideas on it. Not a whole lot in the footer. We'll go back and we'll fix it up later to add other things that we may want. But this is the start. Now that we have built the site, created our header and footer in global settings, we're going to step back and look at the drag and drop editor. The point of looking at this is how we will be able to create future pages, how we may update our website in a very simple, easy to use fashion. So to begin with then, let's take a look at the drag and drop editor. It's good to walk through the tutorial just to get an idea of what capabilities you'll have in this system. So for example, here you can see we're building a sample web page about puppies. We'll select what we want to add, and what we want to add in this tutorial will be an image. So we will grab the module and move it onto our web page. Once we've dragged it on, you can see the placeholder on the web page for an image, and on the left, the module regarding the image. So I'll be able to replace and put in a picture that I wanted. I'll be able to put in the alt text. I'll be able to style it. So as you can see, simply it was replace. I selected a picture from my file where I have all of my images loaded, and there it appears. What I also could add is a pre-built module onto my web page about text. I could put the text underneath, side by side, above, wherever I wanted the text on my web page. This module preloaded text to give you an idea of what would look like on your page. Then we can go through and edit the text. Here I'm going to highlight adorable puppy text. Once I've highlighted it, you can see, just like in a word processing system, you have your menu bar at the top. I could put in various different fonts, sizes, colors, bold, italics. I could do a whole host of things to that text. And there is what you would see for your web page about a cute little puppy. So you've now explored, you've barely touched, but you've started to explore what you can do by taking various modules that the theme has created and that exists for you and putting it onto your web page. Very simple, drag, drop, enter the text, make it look nice, style it however you want, and move forward. Now that we've done that, it's a very simple matter then to publish those pages. So the page, as you can see, could be in draft mode, meaning I'm still working on it and not finished. It could be green where it's published, or perhaps it's going to be the yellow where it's scheduled. Maybe I have an event coming up, and I don't want the page to be published till Friday. Or maybe the event's over with and I want to archive it. I don't want to delete it. I want to save it for future because I'm going to just copy it for another event. So I'll just archive it. I can build new pages then with the Create button, doing the pull down of the Create and building a new web page. Once it's built, I can then hit Publish. Now that it's published, something else you may want to have is to build a blog for your website. A blog is where you can describe and discuss and build thought leadership on topics that you are interested in. Something you can write about. You don't have to, but you can. So to create the blog, it's rather simple. The template's pre-built. You just need to name it, and describe a little bit about it. Because Google and Bing or the search engines might want to scan and find out, what is this blog about? And you have an opportunity to describe it. You also have the opportunity to build the language that this page is going to be in. Now that you've done that and created your blog, we'll move on. The next thing to move on to will be to create a custom domain. So if you already have a website or you already have a domain, you can connect this website with your domain. If not, you can skip it. Here, let's just take a brief look, because maybe in the future you want to come back and add it. Here are various settings that we can get into. In future videos, we'll describe all of these settings, but at least you're beginning to see some of the power in your free CMS. Notice across the top row in the black menu are various items that we're going to explore in future videos. Now that we've completed all 8 steps, congratulations. You have built a secure website. You can always go back and modify your choices, but you're finished for now. So what else can you do? There are a variety of other free tools for your website. Forms, landing pages. We can work on the CRM. We can build ads. And we'll get into those in future videos. One of the other things is you might want to have a dashboard. And the dashboard for business intelligence lets you know who's coming to your website, what content they found interesting, how long did they stay on your site, other topics that you might in future videos explore. With this, you have the guarantee that you have free access for life and it's your data. So you have the HubSpot guarantee. If you want to find out more details, you can scan here at this website. And if you wish, listing out all of the various tools available that you can use on your free CMS. Thank you for watching.